Garage. We got us a 1977 Ford F150. It came originally with a 302 in it. Somebody's done a big block swap on it. She's sitting down a little low in the front. Somebody's flipped the rear end in the back and got it a little bit lower than the man wants. We're going to try to reflip the rear end, put some shackles on it, try to level this truck out, maybe get it a little bit higher in the back where you can use on it. So I'm going to carry y'all along for the ride. Thank y'all for watching. Alright, the first thing I want to do is check all my air pressure. Make sure all my air pressure is good because we're going to be working with ride height mainly. This is a little trick we do at the racetrack when we're changing springs. I'm going to pull a measurement. Sometimes we'll pull a measurement to the wheel like that, but I'm going to pull a measurement to the ground. Since we're on a level ground, I'm going to put a mark right there, 30 inches. There you go. That gives us a reference point to where we're at when we started. I'm going to do that for every wheel, every corner, because we're going to be putting springs in the front of this. Like I said, we're going to be flipping the rear end. I'm going to try to get it level or a little bit higher in the back is what the customer wants. So, and then we're thinking that the front end's sagging a little bit because it's starting to wear on the inside of the tires. There's not a good way to line up these front ends with old I-beam suspension. The kingpins and all feel tight in it. So this is the first step to probably many other things we'll be doing to this truck. So y'all hang out. All right, let me get you all up in here. We got the coil spring, which is what we're going to be replacing on right here. There's a couple little hold down bolts up top. There's the little strap right there. We're going to take that loose. It sits right around this piece in the bottom. We're going to take this big nut loose. It's going to be a little bit of a job, but we're going to see how it all works out. Shouldn't be but so bad. Start by unhooking the old shock. Some people call it a shock. I call it a dampener. All right, well, we're gonna leave her unhooked. I'm gonna take these out. I'm pretty sure they're 1/2 inch. So I'll tell you what's good for crud. Wire brush. Yep. Do a fair amount of safety squinting when you're doing this. Good old penetrating oil on these things, because normally they don't come off too good. Always put a little bit of pressure on the bottom before you go unloosening stuff, because these things will come apart. Yeah, they'll kill somebody. So Y'all remember, make sure you put pressure on it. Everything 1/2 inch, 9/16, 5/8, you know, your basic stuff. There you go, bolt number 1. There you go. Bolt number 2, and what it was this little strap. See that little strap right there? Let's get some light on it. That little strap just held up on it. All it is to it, they come off real nice. Alright, you see that bolt on bottom? We got to get it off next. Let's see. We got a few wrenches. This is 1 1/8 inch. Oh, there it is. That's what it is. 1 1/8 inch. Let's see if she moves. She moves. So we're gonna run it on off. Get this little washer off right here. See that? That's what we got to get off. She's on lock nut. So I might time lapse this thing coming off. She's gonna be tight all the way. I believe we could listen to the whole song Alice's Restaurant taking this bolt out. I wonder what old Arlo Guthrie is doing today. Huh. He might be coming in from Los Angeles. Don't touch my bags if you please, Mr. Customs Man. There it is. Old lock nut. Good lock nut. They don't make nuts like that no more. I'm gonna take this on off. Yep. There it is. Alright, the spring is free. We just got to ease her on down. We're gonna see what happens. We may have to do a little prizing, if you know what I mean. She's gonna come right out of there. Look at there. There it is. Not too bad. We're gonna clean all this stuff up while we're working on it. And yep, not bad at all. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but there's a pretty healthy comparison between these two springs. You notice this one's a little bit shorter, but she is a lot beefier. I mean, the coils are a lot bigger. It's kind of a progressive spring because you notice they're closer together here, further apart here. I think he's going to be a lot happier with this, and I think this is going to stiffen up the front end to accommodate that big block that they put in there, because like I said, originally this was a 302. So we're going to put these new springs in here, and I'll take you all along for the ride. We're going to try to grease on these kingpins while we got it apart. As you can notice, I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but yeah, she's got some old goo from years ago. This must be 1970 crud. Yep. We're going. Yep. She's Look at her. You can actually see what you're working with now. How about that? Alright, what I'm doing is I'm cleaning up all these grease fittings because I want to make sure my man's oh yeah. Make sure that she's got good grease in her. I cleaned up on this a little bit. Wire brushed her down. There, I did a little on that. Set her down on there. All right, let's see how she sits down in there. Oh yeah. She was clamped back there. We're gonna put this about like that. Put the cut right there. See where it sits? It's actually got a little groove for it right there. The cut sits to the front just like that. So we're gonna put a little bit of pressure on it. A little bit too much pressure. Easy. A little faster. Easy. Oh. Okay. Okay. Easy. There. Okay. All right. Okay. She's sitting in there real pretty. We've got this little clamp here. And we're gonna try to get back up in there. She might. Never gonna find that again. Okay. All right. We got a little clamp here. Yep. We're gonna have to drag her right around here. Oh, there goes my light. Bring it right around here. These bolts come in from the top. See if we can get this one started. Oh, yep, she's started. See if we get this back one back here started. Yep. Started. They both got juice on them. We're gonna run them right down because we've got the front of the spring is exactly where it needs to be. The cut is right here, and there's a notch. If you notice, there's a little bump. See the little bump up top right here, and we got the cut to the spring in that little bump right there. The cut to the spring is right there. So we're gonna tighten up on these bolts. There you go. Top's in. I'm not gonna put that bottom piece in until we see where it sets. Well, I mean, I guess we can go on and do it. This piece here, I'm gonna put a little on it too. Be sure you get it all over your fingers, fellas. Just like that. Old nut goes back on there. Just like so. Tighten her down, fellas. And I think it was an old 1 1/8. When I get this bolt back tight, I'll get back with you. There you have it. Done. Your shock's got rubber on the bottom. Put rubber on the top. Put your big old flat washer up there. And then you got to run it down. But I'll put a little bit of pressure on it. And we can run this on down with your fingers. Fella, you don't want to put these things tight as all get out. You want to have them snug, but the reason they're on rubber is that shocks got to move a little bit, you know. So what I'm trying to say is, fella, don't put the old ugga-dug on this thing. Just run her down till she mashes flat a little bit. Look at both sides. See, she's mashed on down, but she's still got some play. That's the way she needs to be. So there you have it. Front springs are done. Piece of cake. I'm gonna do the other side. I'm not gonna bother y'all with that, but I'm gonna do the same process on the other side, and I'll get back with y'all when you get on the back. All right, fellas, we're underneath the back of this truck now. Let me show you what we're working with. See, this guy's lowered the back of this truck. Originally, this rear end is underneath the bottom of these leaf springs, and what they did is they took the rear end, put it on top of the leaf springs, in essence, lowering the chassis of the truck. So he was a little bit more than what he wanted, and you can't go back any higher after you completely flip it. I mean, it's as high as it can go right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the rear end back underneath the bottom, and we're going to put some taller shackles on the back. And what that's going to do is that's going to bring the leaf springs up and hopefully get the stance we want. So let's get at it. We're going to have to take the leaf spring loose. We're going to have to take the U-bolts loose here. Oh my. Are you kidding me? Really? Ooh-wee. Yeah, guys. That's supposed to be tight, and I haven't touched it yet. So let's put some penetrating oil on there and see what we can't do. That's not safe. Tip of the day. When you don't know what size it is, bring them all. Not those 7/8. That's the same as a crank bolt on a 2300. Okay. Yep. Let's stick these back on here so everything's 7/8. How about that? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. Just needed a little foot action. There you go. We're gonna ease the foot up on there, right there. Okay, get a little. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. So I guess the theory is tighten the fool out of the things that move, and the things that are supposed to stay stationary, leave them loose. Lord have mercy. Alright, the plan is pressure off this string. We're going to try to do that. Yeah. Plan A is to just give it a little tickle. Just a little tickle. Yep. She's free. Okay. Oh, there she is. All right, now. All right, well, this is the original rear shackle that come off of this truck. So here we go. We've got, it appears that we've got 1 inch and then 2-inch difference. So they look like they're going to be just fine. We're going to go back up under the back here, and there's your difference right there, lower in the back of the truck. So anyhow, let's get up under there. Alright, there you have it, guys. You see I've got it in the lowest hole. I'm going to get the other side on real quick. We've got the rear end back on top, as you can see. We've got the leaf springs back on top of the rear end. I'm going to tighten all these up, make sure all these pins fall in place. You can see it's not pulled up yet, but we're going to pull all that up. I'm going to do the other side. When we get it set on the ground, I'll get back with y'all. Alright, we got everything tight, got everything together. Got everything up and running. We're fixing to put the tires on it and set it down. Let me give you all a little bit of information. We race a leaf spring car, 2nd gen Camaro, and when you tighten up on these shackles, fellas, what I do normally is I run them all the way up to where they bottom out, and then I back them off. They've got lock nuts on them. They're not going to fall off. That's the reason they have lock nuts on them. You want these old things to move. What I'm trying to say, fellas, is you want them to move. You want them to move back and forth, so don't be locking these things down tight where your suspension can't work like it's supposed to. We're going to get all this stuff buttoned up, get the tires on, we're going to set it down, we're going to pull a measurement. Alright, I measured this before we started working on it, and all somebody did was they left all the stock mounts on the leaf springs, and they put the rear end on top of the leaf springs. And when I measured from the ground to this line right here, it was 29 inches exactly. I put that line there before we ever did anything, pulled it in here on a level ground. You can see where she was scrubbing on this when it hit bumps. I think the tire was right about here. Now, what I did was put the 2-inch lowering shackles on the back and put the rear end back underneath the bottom. So it's lower from stock, but it's higher from where it was. And the difference is 33.5 right there. So we raised it 1, 2, 3, 4.5 inches in the back. So it was right here. We raised it 4.5 inches. Well, let me go to right here, sorry. 4.5 inches, well, I guess it would be fine, yeah. 4.5 inches right there. So If any of y'all are wondering what the 2-inch shackles do, I'm not sure what this is stock. If I got a feeling that the stock would probably be, this is about 5.5 to the top of the tire. So stock is probably 7.5 maybe. I'm not sure. This has got the 2-inch shackles in it. And when you flip the rear end, it's about a 4.5-inch difference. So maybe that'll help somebody. Thank you all for watching. And remember, until next time, if she's giving trouble, she's going to the bad.